KWL. It's like a political radio station in San Francisco. And so that's what LA does. Lydia's brother.
So did you cross paths with Joker at any time?
No, not at all. I haven't seen Joker since 1985.
Wow.
Yeah. But he had got with my sister before she died. They were together like in 2009, 2010. My sister Candace.
Is Joker getting out eventually, or he got life without?
No. The thing is, they gave him 15 life for mumbles, and then they gave him like 80 some years for being a serial rapist. They cleaned the books up with him, right? But you would think by now they would have tested all that and got him free. Angela Davis is his cousin, and so when Angela Davis is telling Kim Kardashian to back up that she's messing up the prison movement, Angela ain't did shit for us since George Jackson. If Kim is getting results, let her do her thing. Yeah, because she went from nonviolent drug offenders straight to death row. She went straight to the top and started talking with Kevin Cooper. That's good.
Hey, what's Joker's real name? I'm gonna look up see what his date is.
Yeah, Tommy Ross.
Okay. Let's see if he's got a date. Here. Yeah, he gave a pretty dope interview on the Ear Hustle podcast.
Yeah, I thought it was good too. Pretty clear and everything, man.
I've been meaning to shoot him a kite, but I haven't got around to it.
I think the reason they're keeping him is because that he has the numbered years. Like anybody who just has life or life without, they're getting out. But then people who got like 50 years, 80 years, they got to pull them years,
Well, check this out. His next hearing was on September 13th.
That's the same day I went home.
Yeah, that's the day you got out. He had a inmate petition to advance his or her parole suitability hearing date was approved. So he got his he's got a suitability hearing in May of 2021.
Oh, good.
May of 2021. I found Tommy Woodward Ross.
That's him.
And it says here,
Louis Lips.
53 years old. That's got to be him, right?
That's him. Yes, him. And so Louis Lips. Yeah, man. Oh, Tookie's son got suitable too.
Oh, okay. The other son he's got he's got one son that's out here.
Coming home like.
He's got
one that's out there.
No, he's got another son that's by Bonnie. Did you know Bonnie coming up? Bonnie is
She was already.
She was a Westside Crip, and she was with Took.
Yeah. I know who she is. I just never met her. Okay, so the guy who I was just with, Lil Tookie, he calls himself Lil Tookie from PJs. Raymond's daughter is Adamo.
The one from the Pueblos.
Yeah.
Well, Raymond got 3 daughters.
This one was from Inglewood, I think.
One is from the Pueblos. The other girl grew up in Watts out of either Front Hood or Back Hood, and then the third daughter just lives in Texas. She just has a whole nother life.
Oh, okay.
And then he has one son. Raymond's one son is from 111 neighborhood.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
There's a book out by LaLa from East Coast.
I got that book. What is it called?
That's a good book.
What is it called again?
Tears, The Last Tear, or something. The title evades me, but I just left LaLa up there. It's Solano. And I told him how much I enjoyed the book.
What the book? The author, he didn't put LaLa as the author, did he?
No, he put his name, Larry Davis.
Larry Davis. It's called like America's Misconduct or something.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, Larry Davis.
Yeah. Did you see Bacot's book? I didn't understand. I don't know what's going on.
I interviewed him about the book, but I haven't read the book personally. I got a copy sitting on my desk.
All right, I'm here with Judson Bacot. You got a new book out.
Yeah, the name of the book is The Evolution of America's Homebred Terrorists, The Changing Culture. And the book is about, not so much about glorifying gangs, it's about how devastating gangs have become, how the culture of Crips have changed, how we, the brand, has become decisive and chaotic.
Now you an original Westside.
Yeah, I'm original Westside. I started in 1970. I'm off the West Side. I started with Stanley Tookie Williams. And matter of fact, I am the oldest original Crip, period.
And you also known for
The Robert Ballou case, the murder in 1972 that happened at the Palladium in March of 1972.
so you was among the first Crips to be convicted of murder.
First Crip to be convicted of murder and robbery.
And although you did not really have a hand in the actual murder, you're still a murder convict.
I am a murder convict because I was convicted of that murder, even though I didn't, like you say, didn't have a hand in it. It's all in the book. I outline that murder. It's so clear, a child will understand it.
And what kind of impact has being a convicted murderer had on your life after that?
It has a devastating effect on my life. It had a devastating effect. For one, there was jobs I could have had that I couldn't get because why? A convicted murderer. People, once you tell people you've been convicted of a murder, they look at you in a different light. They look at you as a monster. I'm not a monster. I'm me. You know, I had nothing to do with it. Even if I had something to do with it, that was under the banner of what? Crips.
Oh my goodness. When you go in, wear your gloves and your helmet. That's a bad book, man.
Well, you know who helped him do that book, right? The lady that got the bookstore in your hood.
Yeah, and what a skull messes with on Manchester.
Exactly, Dr. Milligan on Manchester.
Yeah. I need to go by and see her. I haven't seen her, man, in a while. I haven't seen her.
She been around there a long time?
But yeah. A real low-key spot, right? But she's been helping the community out for a long time. You know, this is what I was telling Skull. If me and him and Cupcake could get together and have a talk show, that'd be dope. The three of us from the same hood wrote books. But it's really like 5 people from that one little area. Tookie, me, Cupcake, Skull.
I haven't heard of Cupcake.
Bacot.
I never heard of Cupcake.
Yeah, A Piece of Cake. Remember that book she had, A Piece of Cake? She's from Eight Tray. She wrote a book called Piece of Cake. Yeah, she was on the Oprah and everything. Now she's a lawyer in San Diego.
I'm gonna have to find that book.
Yeah, it's heat, man. She shot that. Yeah, but I just think it's phenomenal that so many people from that one little area, from just those few little blocks right there in South Central.
I never heard of.
Maybe the Renaissance, the South Central Renaissance.
Okay, I'm gonna have to find that book.
Yes, it's a good book, man. She's from the set.
You know,
She be in China in there.
a girl just passed from your set the other day. They had a big funeral for her.
Yeah, Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia. Yeah, she OD in the county jail. Opiates.
About a month ago, they had her funeral.
Yeah. She died right after Calhoun got killed. Another little youngster. You know I was talking to one of the Mexican Mafia dudes there in my yard, and he reached out. He was from Florence, and he reached out to the East Coast for a peace treaty.
Hey, we're having a meeting tomorrow about that. I'm going to the meeting.
Oh, get on. Yeah, I just left that.
In fact,
I just left the guy, man. He's serious about it.
Lil Doc from East Coast is one of the ones that's heading those conversations.
Yeah, Lil Doc Thone. I know him.
Lil Doc Thone, there you go. He's the one that's really instrumental in that, and I've been hollering at Lil Doc for the last couple of weeks, so it's real.
His name is on the yard up there about that.
So you heard about it from an F-13? An F-13 dude told you?
Yeah, Mexican Mafia, the one that run their hood right now.
Not Tablas, right? Not Tablas.
No, Tablas. Tablas' brother, Babo's.
Babo, yeah. Oh, they're brothers?
Yeah, they're brothers.
Oh, okay.
But it was Tablas that put the green light on the coast.
I know.
That shit happened with Doughboy.
Yeah.
Why would you burn the connect for 200 chickens? You stupid.
I think his homies. I think his homies pressured him into it though.
Yeah, he put that. it became a man thing. I was right there with T, one of the dudes from 6ix9ine that was involved in that, and he was like, man, I ain't got nothing to show for it today. 200 chickens.
Yep. Created one of the biggest wars on the east side.
Hey, but I get a Coast State props though. They was getting back though. They was returning fire.
Yeah, nobody's winners in that one.
Yeah, everybody loses, man. And I think that's what the idea is today. That, like, I mean, we fought ourselves to exhaustion.
But yeah, Lil Doc Dawn, he's
I sure wish I could have met.
They meet every Thursday at 5:30.
That's good. I told Babo that I lend my hand. You know, anything I can do to try to help. You know.
Hey, who's the shot caller for eight?
You know, they
I was going to ask you who's the shot caller for 18th Street, because I'm trying to get the 18th Streets and the Bloods where I live at to end this little 20-year war.
The last I heard, the 18th Streets was going at it with the Serenos in some prison. I don't know which one it was. You know, that happens every now and then. 18th Street is too big to fail. And so they tend to get their nuts up around their chest area sometimes. And they start going to war with the Serenos just on some 18th Street shit. So it's kind of tore up over there right now. Well, you know the 18th Street they everywhere except 18th Street.
Well, they still got their if you go to Washington and Hoover, where they started, there's a McDonald's right there. There's a street called Arapahoe. 18th Street go right through there. And if you...
yeah, I know that, but I'm saying...
So they got 18th Street there. Plus, go to Schoolyard neighborhood. There's the Rimpall Gangsters. There's an 18th Street that goes through Schoolyard neighborhood. And they got a clique over there.
Oh, okay. Because they in Long Beach. They in Harbor City. They in,
They in Inglewood.
They in, North Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
In 106.
Yeah, 106 and Yukon and Inglewood.
Yeah, and the Florencias, they got a 7-6 Florencia, and they got an 8 Tray Florencia, 83rd Street Florencia.
I know about the 7-6.
Y'all show it. Yeah, y'all is a long way from Florence. Now, hold on now.
Florence ain't that far from 83rd.
I know, but,
On the east side. It's on the east side, though. 83rd on the east side.
Oh, yeah. Them little bitty ass streets, the little bitty Boston streets.
Yeah, they got the 7-6 Street Malos. They got the 85th Street. I never heard the Eight Tray. I know they have 85.
Let me tell you what happened to me. A dude all the gangsters were coming up to me, introducing themselves to me at Solano. One dude walked up and said, he's from Pimp, Player, Hustler, Gangster Crip. I said, sound like you got a personality disorder. How you gonna be a pimp, a hustler, a gangster, and a motherfucking thug? I said, that's the name of the game? He said, yeah. We in the projects in Riverside. I said, fuck, goddamn, that's crazy, man.
Ain't never heard of them Pimp, Player, Hustlers. They want to be a little bit of everything.
They say they ride with the gangsters after they get through pimping, hustling, and preying on people. They just bring out the big guns. But I met another dude from a gang out there in Riverside. He told me he was from Sex Cash. I said, but what's the name of the gang? He said, Sex Cash. I said, no, I know you grinding and shit, But what's the name of your gang? He said, Sex Cash. I said, wait a minute, your gang is called Sex Cash. He said, that's the name of the set. Webster. We Sex Cash. I said, what the fuck? I said, what do y'all fight against? He said, niggas with swag. I said, oh my goodness. Huh? I said, what? I said, they fight against a gang called the niggas with swag. I said, oh shit. You know what? I'm just gonna sit my ass down somewhere. This shit's crazy. Be joining no gang called Sex. Hey, could you just hear your auntie and your mother on the phone, and the dude enjoying the sex cash, and his mother telling his auntie, Myrtle, they done made him a gang member. He gonna be the gang leader soon of a gang called the Sex Jerks. Sound like they all got sex crimes. Yeah, your mom's ain't right. Do gang names. Hey, look, let me tell you this last little funny thing.
Okay.
We were in San Diego, so I was doing the roll call, right? So a Damu came in. He was from 59 Brim. He said he changed his name to Knock-a-Hoe. So he expected me to call his name as Knock-a-Hoe on the roll call. morning and night. I said, that ain't going down, bro. He said, what's up, man? You on the roll call? I said, yeah, you on the roll. I said, but I'm not going to be calling you Knock-a-Hoe after I mentioned 7 Swahili words, Swahili names. And then there your ass is Knock-a-Hoe. And I said, look, I'll call you Knock, but I ain't finna call you Knock-a-Hoe, bro. He said, bro, you can't say my whole name. Don't even say mine. I said, man, get the fuck out of here. Hey, first thing I thought about was Cedric the Entertainer on that Kings of Comedy. I ain't finna be calling no grown-ass man delicious.
Oh, shit. You got jokes right now.
Right, all right, man. Hey, I'm gonna fall back, bro.
Okay, then. I'm gonna come down there and I'm gonna come down there in 2 weekends from now.
All right,
but
we stay in contact between now and then.
Yeah, we'll talk again. I got your number. I'm gonna give Bone your number too, and I'll give Sweetback. I'll give Sweetback your number also.
All right.
Everybody call him Doc though. He don't like going by Sweetback.
Wow.
Just Doc.
Okay. I'm glad you told me that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you told me that.
We just call him Doc.
All right, bro.
Okay then. Holla back.
All right, bro. I see mine.
All right.
All right, Alex.